Okay, I am pretty sure that last failure was because my debugger is squirrely. So, hopefully you're wondering why I use Emacs if its debugger is so inferior to VS Code. But, and that's a good question. The truth of the matter is I don't program much in Python in my own work. And so I'm very familiar with Emacs, and rarely does the Python debugger cause me problems. So, alright. So we want to break at line 29. Okay. Student grades. Sub, we'll grab one of these from over here, except that needs to be a string. Now it's a string. Okay, so there's a group of grades for that. So let's see what the SID is right now. So student grades sub SID equals that. Okay, so now we sum student grades sub SID. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Those are strings. I can't sum strings. So how about if we remember to convert them to ints? Think that'll help? Okay, let's try that. And that was probably the error that I had before. Okay. Why? Oh, it's not int, it's float. Oh dear. And that's something I always tell you, or at least I should. Use float, unless you have some reason to prefer int.
When you have a break, will you come up?
Yes, sweetie. Okay. Gotta restart the debugger. Okay. And we want to break 29, let's say 30. Okay. So, GPA 2468, that sounds about right. And so return dictionary now has a social security number and a grade point average. Alright, so that looks like that's doing the right thing. Oh, it's hitting that breakpoint again. Well, alright, we'll exit the debugger. Okay, so that gets the student GPAs. Now we need to parse the census data. And in reality, we only care about the census data for students, but there's no way to know a priori, no easy way to know a priori whether a family has a student in it. Just trying to think. There are ways to do it. Oh, we'll just brute force this. Okay. So families, individuals equals read census. and that's data census. I think that was the right name, wasn't it? Oh, just census.csv, sorry. .csv. Okay. And so families by address and individuals address by SSN. So those are the two lists we're going to build in read census. So all right. So with open file name as in file, that looks pretty familiar. Reader equals CSV dot reader in file. Next reader for row in reader print row break. So we just want to see what that first row looks like. All right. Cannot unpack non-iterable. Oh dear. Oh, I didn't return anything good here. So individuals equals that. Families equals that. Return. Oh, it's families, individuals. Okay. And that occurred after my print statement, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. So, given this information, what do I need to save in both of my tables? So it looks like we need to save I need to have a variable current family. No, I ought to show you how I know that. Okay. So when I read a row, if I get an address, well, let's unpack this. So let's say address, last, first, SSN, head of household, actually I don't care about household, gender, I don't care about age, but I do care about income. If address is not equal to an empty string, that means I'm starting a new family. And so I need to store the old family. Well, where is the old family? So we need to say families. So it's the last address too, it's not this address. So I need to have, now I'm calling it current address. And so make an empty list for the current family. So let's see. If current address is not none, that's how they prefer you to write that, then families sub current address equals current family equals empty list address equals address. Okay, and then I'm going to say current family dot append well, let's see. That's not really what I wanted there. We're going to call that. I want to save the last name. I'm not sure I need it. Yeah, we'll save the last name. Just so we've got it. So this is going to append a representation of the current person. And for that we need first SSN and income for each person. And then we say individuals sub SSN equals current address. So you can see that address and all of the information is only available on the first row. So or on the first row that has a family in it, I should say. Maybe. So all the information is only available on this first row. So I save a structure for the current family, and let's see, these are in the wrong indentation. So I always need to set the current family to the last name, the current address to the address on that line. And then thereafter each person will get appended to the family, and each person gets entered into the SSN table. And that actually does it right there. Alright. Let's try running this under the debugger. And so break 19. Okay, so I've got the address is not blank. Current address was set to the special value none to show this is the first time into the loop. So I don't save the current family because there is no current family really. Now I set current family to the last name and the current address to the address. So if I look at current family, it's Worth. Yep, that's the last name. And then I'm going to append a list to that. So current family has all of that information in it. And I didn't put it into the oh, that's where it goes in, is right there. Okay. All right. It. In the wrong window. So we step and we print individuals. We see we've got the social security number and the address. Now the address is blank, so I just add to the current family and individuals. So if I look at current family, so we can see I've got the information for each individual in the family, and if I look at individuals, these two social security numbers both point to 7679 West Clear Avenue. Alright. And now we get a new address. And so right now families should be empty, right? Yes. So now we set in the first family. And so it's based on this address, and we've got that list that we saw of the family. Reset current family and current address. Pick up the next individual. And this family has 4 individuals in it. So if I look at families now, so there's the second one. And we can see it's got these 4 individuals in it. Alright, so that looks like that's doing what we needed. Kill our debugger. Come back to here. What's our next step? So we've done that. Actually, we've already calculated the GPAs. So I guess that line goes up there. Now, we need to generate the letters for the families. And we need to pass them student GPA by SSN. So we really don't need student IDs by SSN. We just had to use it to get the GPAs. Alright. Then we need families and individuals. That's everything we've calculated, so that's probably everything we need to pass in. Again, these variable names don't have to be the same as they are up here because these are in this function that I'm just about to write. So now we have to figure out how to generate 1 letter per family. And so if we start with this table right here, so if we say for SSN in GPAs by SSN, I need to, okay, address equals families sub SSN. Okay, now we're rolling. Except I need to go help my wife with something, so we're going to take a break.